I used to be 320 pounds and I have lost 160 pounds naturally with no loose skin. Now, how did I do it? I actually brainwashed myself into losing this weight. So I will tell you exactly how I brainwashed myself.
We noticed that 79.2% of you are not subscribed. So if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Come subscribe. We give you 5 days a week of free weight loss advice. And I mean, come on. It's a pretty cool vibe over here. So I'd love it if you'd come join. We really appreciate all of your support. So please don't forget to subscribe.
Number 1, deleting all of my social media. Body positivity told me that it was okay and beautiful to be fat and morbidly obese and depressed and anxious and a chronic binge eater. So what did I do? I deleted all of the social media. I cut it all out. I said, no way, being fat is not okay. I looked in the mirror. I said, wow, you are really overweight, Penelope. We got to get this in check because I do not recognize myself anymore. And it was bad. It was B-A-D with a capital B-A-N-D.
It's true, Penelope. You did all of those things. I don't think brainwashing yourself is ever a good idea, but hey, it worked for you.
These are positive brainwashes.
I
These
mean,
are
I
not
think
negative.
we're like swapping the word for like convinced myself, and brainwashing just because I guess it's like a little more
trendier.
Yeah, maybe. But how was it for you when you deleted all those social media?
It was very boring for a second. I was like, what am I supposed to do? Oh, maybe I'm supposed to get sunlight. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to go outside. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to go for a walk. Oh, there's a life outside my phone. Interesting. Got to get social skills back because I totally lost all of them. So deleting social media really helped me because it helped me get my circadian rhythms back. It helped me get in the sun more. It helped me move my body more and just stop believing lies on social media. Number 2 is sleeping early to avoid binging at night. I was a chronic binger at nighttime mostly, and I would stay up till midnight binging. So what did I do instead? Sleep. Now, some of you are like, I can't sleep. Well, it might be because you're addicted to your phone. So number 1, get rid of the phone. And number 2, you need to get some sleep. So you just sleep earlier. And how do you do that? You can drink sleepy tea. You can work out. If you work out, which is one of my other points, but if you work out, you will help yourself sleep better. So then you lose weight in the result of that. So that's the way you brainwash yourself, is just by turning your brain off and going to bed, literally.
It sounds easier than it is. Do you think you were binging because I was sleeping and that was the only time that it felt like you were alone in the house?
Definitely, yeah. Definitely, yeah. And also pretending that someone's always watching you definitely will help you stop binging. I know that sounds really weird, but I used to pretend in my head like everyone can see everything you're eating, because technically she didn't. She eventually saw like a lot of things. So
I think I was in denial.
You were in denial.
Yeah, I mean, I was worried about other things more, like, drugs and things like that. But luckily, you were really just eating, which is still a drug.
So you sleep early, you get a lot of sleep, you lose weight when you sleep, you're not eating, you're losing weight. It's a great hack.
But you didn't want to go to bed early. It was like a rebellious thing.
But then when you get rid of the phone, you stop having that.
And then most things that happen between 8 p.m. and 12 a.m., like, I don't know, are they super productive? And eating at all after 8 p.m. will put weight on you. So it's just a great weight loss hack in general.
Number 3 was massively eating protein and vegetables. So I stopped eating all that junk and processed food 100%, but I brainwashed myself into saying, hey, we're still eating a lot of food. We're just eating it in a different kind of swap, basically, which is what we teach in Step It Up. So I would just eat like huge bowls of lettuce and cauliflower, but I season it so well, but so much chicken and so much lean ground beef. I was living the life back then. I was living the life of eating massive portions of food and losing so much weight. It was... Man, those days were great. When I look back on those days, I think about how delicious those days were.
Because you've had to slash the quantity as you've lost the weight to keep it up.
Well, also because I've had some little bips and bops come around my way from being morbidly obese that have caused my body and myself to not be able to eat certain fibers I used to love. So that's a completely different story, but I believe that those issues were caused from just too much dieting back in the day when I was doing crazy dieting, purge, binge stuff. So that's a completely different story.
It's really important that you acknowledge that you're hungry, and it's going to come. Those hunger pangs are going to come, and if you're not prepared for them, you're the one that's going to lose out, because when you're out in that big wide world out there, they're going to be using cheap oils and cheap salts and cheap fats, which is oil, just to make the food, right? And it tastes good. You're accustomed to it. There's a convenience. But let me tell you this. Statistics show and research proves that you're going to pay the price later on, and that it's terribly inconvenient to be sick, to have diabetes, to have cancer, to have heart disease. You don't want to be obese. And if you're not preparing to meet your hunger with something that's delicious and nutritious, then you're the one who's losing out. So I hope that you'll take this one point that we're talking about in this video and just try to get the skills that are required to make the food taste great and take it with you. Just never leave home without it, because it is your magic pill, not Ozempic. I'm telling you.
Number 4 is sugar and flour. I convinced myself that sugar and flour were going to give me cancer. Now hold on, you guys. You may think, well, that's crazy, Penelope. No, it's actually not crazy. What is crazy is that people think it's okay to feed human beings something that's more addictive than cocaine. When you look at the studies, sugar is more addictive than cocaine. So why are we putting it in our children's food at school lunch? Why are we feeding people sugar when we know it's more addictive than cocaine? You never tell cocaine addicts, here's a little bit of cocaine. No, they cold turkey forever and they never do it again because it's so bad for the human body. Sugar feeds cancer cells. And so when I got educated, which is what I'm telling you guys to do, please get educated, learn about what sugar does to the human body and how it affects our cells. When I learned, I was terrified. I fear-mongered myself, and then I never touched it again, and I am now 4 years sober from cane sugar and flour. These foods are not what they used to be back in the day. It's not the same as it used to be, so don't listen to all the influencers and dietitians that say have a little bit in moderation. Don't have any of it. You do not need it. It is not necessary. I don't care what anyone says. Sugar and flour are not needed. You know what you can have instead? You can make your own oat flour if you want. You can make buckwheat flour. You can make rye flour. You can make all these amazing flours. We have a whole booklet, recipe, pantry list, everything in our program that we just dive into all this stuff like crazy.
We even make bread out of squash. We make bread out of all kinds of things. You don't need flour and sugar, but you have to learn how.
And what I needed to learn was what it did to my body so that I never picked it up again. And that's how I really realized that's why I'm not going to eat it anymore. So anytime I had a craving, I just learned to make that food into food that I loved. So I just made my favorite cupcakes and pizzas and breads and everything out of buckwheat and squash and fruit. And it was delicious and amazing and phenomenal. And I lost 160 pounds without loose skin. So I'm not complaining. I literally don't complain about food anymore because I love everything I make and I know how to make everything. Knowledge is power. And when you have knowledge, you're unstoppable because no one can take that from you.
So you don't think it was any of those lectures that you attended from when you were a
Oh
little
my
girl?
gosh, I don't know if I even remember those. I tried to fall asleep during them. I do remember this one lecture. Mom made me sit through a water lecture, and I was like, this is so boring.
Yeah, I mean,
She made me eat Ezekiel wraps with olive oil and salt. That was really bad. I lived on those for weeks.
They actually didn't even have salt there. It was like
You're right. They didn't have salt.
seaweed.
That's why it was so gross. The only good thing was manna bread. And even that got kind of chalky and gross. Oh.
No, but you grew up in this soup of ultra health conscious people. Everyone I was around was also, all we were talking about ever was health.
How they saved their lives not eating sugar and how they cured their cancer and they can walk again. I mean, it's hilarious that I got to the point where I couldn't walk anymore. Number 5, I can do anything for an hour. I brainwashed myself that I could do anything for an hour, but guess what? I didn't have to brainwash myself because anyone can do anything for an hour. It's up to you what you do for an hour. So you could lay there and flap your arms around for an hour.
like Fat Amy in the...
Yeah, you could do snow angels. You could do a hula hoop little thing. You know those hula hoop things and you swing them around? Look, guys, if you're trying to cop out your workouts or you're doing 10 minutes or 5 minutes, that is not enough. Go up and down the flight of stairs, get a walking treadmill disc. Why don't you just start with getting a walking treadmill disc and just watch your favorite show while you're on it? I mean, there are these simple swaps that if you start making them today, the weight will start falling off tomorrow.
Yeah, and I love how you give yourself permission only to watch TV when you're on the treadmill.
It's a reward.
Right. So that's another way you brainwashed yourself, and something that you might want to do is if you're going to sit down and watch TV, then maybe you're doing squats while you're doing it, or you're doing some stretching, or you're doing some breathing exercises. But to just sit on the couch and just do nothing for more than 4 hours a day, which is most Americans are doing that for way more than 4 hours a day, is actually dangerous for your health. It's dangerous. You can't think that that's okay anymore. And if your doctor isn't telling you that, then shame on him or her.
If you're 400 pounds or 300 pounds or 200 pounds and you're watching this like, man, Penelope, like, I just can't work out. Like, I just can't even think about it. You got to find something, whether it's a dance video or it's a walking video, but you do have to have the self-talk that you can do anything for 60 seconds and then you can do anything for 60 minutes, because once it's over, you feel better. And you know what a really great hack is for you guys out there? If you start your day with a workout, you don't have to work out for the rest of the day. There's something really satisfying about this. And one of the ladies in our group, she has now lost 81 pounds. I'm so happy for you if you're watching. Which is amazing. And she works out in the beginning of the day, and she does she walks for the rest of the day, but she does her workout first thing in the morning, and then it's checked off the list, and she doesn't have to do any more of that kind of exercise. And I encourage you, if you're trying to start on your journey, it's free. You don't need equipment. You can do it anywhere. You can take our program, and then you can take our online workout classes that you can also do anywhere. There are free workout videos on YouTube. There are no excuses in 2025 to not lose the weight. There's no excuse. You have us as a free resource. We have hundreds of videos, almost over 999 videos now. Almost over. Which brings me to the point where if you guys would like to keep seeing this amazing weight loss content that we give you 5 days a week of free weight loss content, please subscribe.
Hey, we noticed that 79.2% of you are not subscribed, which means you're watching our videos, you like the content, but you haven't made the commitment. So we would love it if you would subscribe.
And if you want to join our Women's Accountability Group, don't forget to click the link in the description to join. We're only accepting amazing, awesome, and ready women, so please join if you're one of those. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we will see you all the time.